Hi guys, this is Ratchet Throw, and we are playing Criminal Case Conspiracy, Case 60, Blaze of Glory. Let's watch Act 3 and an explosion happened right where we are standing in the dome. But so far we've... Wait, what are those sparks? Oh my god, Katrina! Get down! He's gonna blow... I got down just in time. Later, at the hospital emergency room. Thank God you're alright, Katrina. We found you and Jones unconscious on the dome. It's lucky neither of you were killed in that explosion. Oh my god, Jones. What even happened? The dome is too structurally unsound and there must have been a short circuit or a gas leak. It exploded spontaneously. We found you buried behind a shattered wall, Katrina, which must have shielded you from the brunt of the blast. You come out unscathed, but Jones didn't look good. He's been rushed into surgery and we won't know his condition until the doctors are finished. His life is hanging in the balance. Oh dear. Well, if he dies, then he will die protecting me. But no, I don't want Jones to die. He's my friend. But we can't lose hope. Jones is a fighter. He won't give up. And neither can we. I'll take over the investigation with you, Katrina, while we are waiting for news on Jones. Good idea. It's better to keep busy anyway. Not that we have much choice with the city falling apart around us. Katia, let's return to the city hall where you found Denise's severed head. It's possible the killer left some other clues behind. Okay. Yeah, that's Jones. Okay, let's go investigate the city hall again. That's like the first time ever that we get the handprint as a clue. When there's always a handprint on a crime scene, it's just there. We don't need it for investigation. Katrina, I know you have to focus on the task at hand, but I can't help worrying about Jones. On top of the craze green-haired neo-humans destroying the city, this feels like the last straw. You're right, now more than ever we have to keep ourselves together. I'll follow your example. And look at this bloody handprint. Someone must have left that after Denise's head was impaled on the statue. Let's take a photo of the fingerprints and compare them to the database. Hey, sharp eyes, Katrina. That USB key has Denise Downs' name on it. Let's unlock it and see what's on here. And that photo of Denise must be a clue, but we'll have to clean those crumbs off before we can view it properly. We may be down, but we are far from out, Katrina. We'll catch this killer yet to save the city from the neo-humans' reign of terror. Okay, let's first unlock the USB key. Good idea. Let's get this USB key to the temp lab on the double. There's not a moment to lose. Okay, now the fingerprint. Let's see who was on our crime scene. Oh, it was the priest. According to police records, those body fingerprints belong to Father Paul Shepherd. So he was on our crime scene. What's that, Katarina? Father Shepherd claimed that these Titans deserve to be punished for playing God and creating the neo-humans. I wonder if he took it upon himself to be an instrument of God's wrath. I think it's time Father Shepherd gave us a full confession. Yeah, this time you give the confession. To us. Okay, now let's collect these crumbs. Eliminate. Oh. Look, Tria. Someone's written eliminate on this photo of Denise. It was hidden underneath those crumbs he collected. Whoever wrote this, that's what they wanted to take out Denise Daniels. Putting those crumbs under the microscope would tell us who it was. Okay. No, let's analyze the crumbs before talking to Father. Those crumbs you vacuumed off of that photo to these Titans are bits of quinoa cake. That sounds weird, but familiar. Wait, Katrina, the chief has been bringing a quinoa cake lately. I see her eating it in the lunchroom. Oh. I know the chief has been very unsettled and angry at Denise for her actions, but I can't imagine she'd ever resort to eliminating her. But the chief was at one of our crises, and being out of patrol on her own, she would have had opportunity for murder as well. Oh, don't tell me you did it! No, Katrina, I won't accept this. Not until we hear Chief Parks' side of the story. That's right. Okay, let's first have a chat with the father. Stooping around under the dome is one thing, Father Shepherd. But what on earth were you doing on a murder scene? A murder scene? I was nowhere near there. Lying is very unbecoming of a priest. We know you were there. You literally had the victim's blood on your hands. Forgive me this, but Katrina. Hiding the truth was indeed unworthy of me. I confess I was there. But it was to harm Miss Daniels. I was praying for her soul. You see, as I was making my way back to the church from the dome, I came upon the square and that woman's gruesomely impaled head. And you didn't report murder, wow. I may have objected to what Miss Daniels was doing, those experiments of hers. But she was still a child of God. Seeing her like that was a shock. I must have touched her head to bless her. It was then that I accidentally got her blood on my palms. Then I bent my knees in prayer. But that's a lot of blood you had for the handprint. You can't be red-handed as it were, but I swear in my right hand to God I didn't kill her. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. Okay. And now let's hear it from the chief. Katrina, I'm just on my way to the hospital to check on Jones. I hope against hope that you'll be alright. Before you go, Chief, we wanted to ask you about this photo of Denise. You wanted to eliminate her. How did you find that? I was sure I threw that away. Very well, Katrina. I don't want to burden you with any of this, but you deserve to know the truth. The past few months have taken their toll on everyone, including me. With superhumans and neohumans and earthquakes, everything's been spinning out of my control. I endlessly stare at case files late into the night using eye drops to get by. My stomach's been tied up like a bowline knot for days. We've lost so much because of everything that this woman has done. Rupert, Mia, Zoe, your poor Jake, all of them, gone. I felt that I had to do something to protect the team. And so you plan to murder her? In my darkest hour, it did occur to me that eliminating Denise, taking out the mastermind behind it all, might put a stop to this madness. But whatever desperate thoughts I entertained, they were only a moment of weakness. I never have actually gone through with it. I want to believe you, Chief, I really do. I just hope for all of our sakes you didn't take the law into your own hands. Oh, you're not, you're left-handed. Let's see what's on the USB key. Katrina, Gabriel called from the hospital with some news about Jones. Apparently he's out of surgery and in intensive care. They don't yet know if he'll make it. He has to make it, Katrina. We can't lose Jones on top of everything else. Yeah, I almost lost him once and I don't want that to happen again. I know. I don't think I can take any more blows today, and yet the fight is far from over. And the USB key is to shed some light on just how hard that fight will be. Why? What information did it contain about Denise? It wasn't about Denise herself, but rather about her indestructible lab experiments currently ravaging the city. Up until now, we've assumed that her murderer has taken command of her army. That's what the kill carved into her forehead. But according to the records on this USB, it's much deeper than command. The Neohumans' current leader probably has complete control over their actions. What's the difference? I don't get it. You see, Katrina, it turns out the Neohumans are connected to each other in some way, like a collective of bees. Not only does the Queen Bee have command over the hive, she in fact controls them. They have to obey her orders. Denise designed the Neohumans to be unwaveringly obedient to their leader, and now her hero must have taken her place. Now that is scary. A cold-blooded murderer has the unwavering obedience of an army of invisible killing machines. There's more, Katrina. This USB key, although the label says Denise on it, it actually belongs to Joe Warren. He compiled this information. What? Joe Warren knew that whoever eliminated Denise Daniels would have complete control over the Neohumans' every move and said nothing? I'm glad we have Warren in custody, Katrina. We need to interrogate him again. Yeah, what was that about? You really had us going, Warren. All that talk about being on our side, ready to fight a common enemy. Denise's killer has taken command of the Neohumans. Have you known all along how to seize total control over them? How did you know about that? Why didn't you just tell us? Is it because you wanted to take control of Denise's army yourself? Become the Queen Bee, so to speak? Absolutely not! Louis came across this intel when he broke into Denise's lab, but he only shared it with me in complete confidence. We knew that if anyone found out that they could take Denise's place and control the Neohumans' every move, it would be a disaster. And yet here we are. Denise is dead and someone has seized control, and the city is a war zone. I swear I had nothing to do with that, Inspector Katrina. I'm so weak I couldn't tie a slip knot if I wanted to. I told you, I don't want anything to do with those monster sighties. Oh, but it could be you, man. I didn't think these could get any worse, Katarina, but they have. On top of the neo-humans tearing the city apart, killing hundreds and evicting us from our precinct, Jones is on the brink of death. We can only hope the hospital won't be overrun by the green-haired army. It's been spared so far, but who knows for how long. I guess it depends on the orders the army will give for their new queen bee. Apparently it's wired to the neo-humans' biology to act like a hive mind, with their leader having complete control over their actions. This is the last thing we needed. And do I hear right that Joe Warren knew about this, but didn't see fit to tell us? That's right, not to mention Father Shepard, who also failed to mention he'd been on the crime scene. He literally had blood on his hands. And our own chief seriously contemplated murdering Denise. Oh my god, what's next? Katarina is right, we can't afford to lose heart. We are the only ones standing between this city and that rampaging army. We need to go back to where Denise Diana was to be hidden and search for any clues of her killer, the neo-humans' queen bee. Okay, after we find the killer and find a way how he controls the neo-humans, is that how we are going to stop them? What if we make them have a free will? Make them not destroy anything, but still make them do their own choices. Well, before all of this, I was thinking if we want to stop them, then we have to do the opposite of how they were grown. Not use superhuman serum, but Protozane. Maybe that will do something. Katarina, the blood stained by Shady could be our murder weapon. Let's take a sample of that blood to be certain. Yeah, and what I was talking, I didn't see that coming. Hey, to kill this guy that was Shady here, it's possible they dispose of other evidence under that pile of moss. Let's sift through it. We stand on the precipice of defeat, Katarina. These clues could well be our last hope. Let's get to work. Okay. Oh, it's the rope. Katarina, you found some rope buried on that moss. You're right, rope looks exactly like the kind the killer used to bind Denise Daniels. This rope must have been theirs. Let's send this rope to Amir. Okay. Okay, now let's collect something for the machete. Quickly, Katarina. Let's rush this blood sample for the machete to Martine. We're running out of time. That's right. Let's first check out the coil of rope. Katarina, I can't believe this madness is happening to us. Jones is hanging on by a thread. The city is swarming with neo-humans. And I'm still no closer to engineering an anti-super serum to drain those rampaging menaces of their power. You're working in a hot destroyed lab, Amir. I'll be impressed enough if you've got something on the killer's coil of rope. The good news is I do have something. You see this blood stain along the bottom of the rope? That indicates the coil of rope was pushed into the ground, likely because the killer stepped on it. That's true, we did find the rope rested to the ground under some moss. While the depth of the mud markings reflect the amount of pressure the killer exerted when stepping on the rope. Given the amount of mud residue, I assert that the killer cannot weigh more than 150 pounds. Let's add this to the profile of the Neo-Humans as Queen Bee Commander Katrina. Their weight is under 150 pounds. I can't wait to see who is that Queen Bee. Or King Bee if it's a male suspect. I just got an update from the hospital, Katrina. Joseph's condition hasn't improved, but it hasn't worsened either, which I guess is good. At this point, we'll take all the positive news we can get, like your report on the blood sample Katrina found on that machete. Well, I can confirm the blood sample is a match for the victim, so you can be certain that blade was a murder weapon. But blood wasn't the only thing in the sample, Katrina. I found traces of sweat in it, which led me back to the killer's partial DNA profile. How can you be certain that sweat isn't from the victim? Because the DNA profile is male, which means the killer is a man. That narrows down our field of suspects, Katerina. Today's Thanos' killer, the person controlling the Neo-Humans, is a man. Okay. Katrina, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Once we got Denise Thanos' killer, we'll also know who controls the Neo-Humans. And have a chance at stopping them. There's not a moment to lose. But keep your wits about you. This could be very dangerous. Okay, I have my gun at ready. Who did it? So thought it was going to be easy. No, it's not even the mayor. Oh, but it was somebody who was close to Denise. Your assistant, alright, former assistant, how it says. But you are the killer. Arthur Kessel, so you're the one behind all of this. It was you who killed Denise Daniels and took control of her army of Neo-Humans. Was it? How do you figure that, Lisbeth Katarina? It all makes sense. You didn't ignore Denise's summons tonight. You used it as a time to strike. All that seems to be pure conjecture. We know it was you who used this rope to tie Denise's hands. Then you forced her to kneel and chopped off her head. And I suppose you can prove it? We found your DNA on the murder weapon. You could relish the opportunity to murder your abusive, domineering boss since you grotesquely displayed her head for all to see. So you know everything. So much the better. The game has come too far for lies. Yes, I killed Denise Daniels. It was time for me to seize my destiny with my own hands. Your destiny? You mean you'd want to control her army of Neo-Humans all along? How did you even get past them to kill her? I didn't need to get past them, Lisbeth Katarina. They welcomed me with open arms, like the brother they knew me to be. Green hair! Finally, you see me for who I truly am. You're one of the Neo-Humans? But you weren't even in the tanks. You were Denise's assistant. Being Denise's assistant was part of my testing process. She'd take me out of the tank to see how I would learn and develop. We saw footage of that, a child being shot at and healing instantly. That child was me. She preferred to keep waking up the same subject as I grew easier to interact with and to follow her commands. As a final stage of testing, she decided to make me work for her. She dared me to pass for a human. That's my job and my disguise. She didn't realize that the longer she kept me out of the tank, the more self-aware I became, the more cognizant of my oppression. Her abuse and mistreatment of me was proof enough that Denise may have seen us as superior to humans, but she saw herself as superior to us. So you're saying you wanted to rebel? How could you? Weren't you all wired to follow Denise's commands? It is true, but we are not mindless. We're capable of evolving independent thought, much more than Denise knew. She still had total control of my brothers and sisters who never left the tanks. But I broke it free, and I vowed to free them as well. I tried to do that by getting into the lab, but failed. Denise's authorization was required to activate my brethren, and she woke them tonight. I took no part in the Battle of the Dome, but I followed Denise and the others to the hill, and there I put an end to her reign. No longer will my species bow to a cruel, inferior human like Denise. We wouldn't bow to any human. We'll destroy them all first. But not all humans are like Denise. Humanity doesn't have to pay for her cruelty. I cannot take that chance. There will be no peace. It's us or you, and victory will be ours. You realize we're not giving up, right? We will fight back. Is that gonna work? What? With silly toys like the one in your hand? Remember, they never harmed me as a child. Oh dear. Face it, human, you have no way to stop me, or my brethren. I admit that you've been honorable, Inspector Katarina. I must spare you so you are among the last to die, and see the world burn. Now you can choose. Shall we part ways now, or will you put up resistance and force me to kill you and your fellow officer here? What did I say? I don't want to join you, no. I thought not. So long, Inspector Katarina. We may yet see each other again. Damn it, Katarina. Otto is gone. And he's right. We were powerless against him. This is a disaster. We had Denise's killer in our grasp in the hopes that we could put a stop to this citywide massacre. But the murderer is a neo-human, and he's commanded his brethren to eliminate all normal humans whom he sees as an existential threat. How are we going to stop them now? Oof. Okay, calm down. Calm down. We're just gonna think this through. Alright, we're gonna stop here. We have to playing in endgame number 6. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!